Welcome, welcome to this week's edition of the Black Belt Newscast. And we are doing this spotlight live, and it is Friday, September 1st. We have so many stories to talk about this week. I'm Cindy Fisher, and I'm publisher.
I'm Todd Prater, staff writer. Can you believe it's September 1st already?
I know, and it's not cool enough to say September yet. But it's also Labor Day weekend.
That's
So
right.
let's get started with all the great things that we want to share with everybody out of the Black Belt. So Wallace Community College has opened a new training center in Demopolis. Tell us a little more about that.
Well, back in 2019, they opened up their actual education center. That's the second campus, the first campus, the head campus here in Selma. And now they have the training center that's going to be able to teach. They're working with the hospital over at Whitfield Regional Hospital. So they'll be teaching LPN and RN and patient care training. They're also going to customize training for various industries. 1,500 students are expected to enroll in this new training center to help Marengo and surrounding counties fill the need. And they're expecting that by the end of September, they'll have people actually using the new training center. So congratulations, Wallace College, helping the community.
Big move in Demopolis.
Big.
Awesome. So our next story, let's go to Camden in Wilcox County.
Yes, Camden, redrawing districts. We have to do that. The folks, the Camden City Council heard from Lewis Hines, who is with the Alabama State University Center for Leadership and Public Policy. He made suggestions as to what has to be done. Federal law says that all the districts need to be equal population and not discriminate on race or ethnicity. So the lines are going to be redrawn, and that's in the works right now. The city council will make the final decision on how the drawing actually happens.
So visit blackbeltnewsnetwork.com for more information as this keeps going, because that's going to take a little while.
Right, exactly.
Let's talk about the drought. It is so dry right now.
It's been hot and it's been dry. And because of that, Mayor James Perkins in Selma has instituted a watering restrictions. You can only water your lawns on Tuesdays and Saturdays. If you do it on any day other than Tuesday or Saturday, the first offense is a warning. The second offense is a 40% fine on your water bill. A third offense, they'll put a device that restricts the water flow on your meter, and they'll charge you $50 to do so. So until the drought and the heat ease up, we have these restrictions. And usually this happens in late August, by September, and then when the winter hits, the rainy season happens. By then, and we'll be okay.
We're anxious to see that.
We're anxious to see that. But right now, only Tuesdays and Saturdays.
All right, let's go to Uniontown.
Uniontown.
Choice has opened a new house.
Emifa Butler is a wonderful person. She started the group Choice, which helps a lot of people. And one of the things that they like to do is help homeless folks. They had the Rural Studios build a duplex home to help homeless people for a temporary amount of time, 21 days basically. And it is a duplex, so they can have, I think it's 3 on one side, 4 on the other. And they had the ribbon cutting this past week. They have a few more little details to take care of. A huge crowd was there for that ribbon cutting. A lot of folks in the community came out. So thank you, Amifa, for doing the things she does for the community. And that, of course, is something we're going to continue to follow. All the details at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com.
Let's stay in Uniontown for the next discussion. There are some teenagers that are doing some pretty awesome things in Uniontown.
You know what? That is so true. These teens have done an amazing job. They're actually known as the brighter future of Uniontown. I'm looking at my notes over here. They have actually chosen on their own accord to do projects to help revitalize the city of Uniontown. Dudley Long works as a assistant coach for the girls softball team, and a group of kids came to her and said, we want to do something. So they went through a bunch of different things they could do. They did a fundraiser and realized that the best thing they could do is to beautify by landscaping Uniontown, and they've been doing that. It's an ongoing project. There's still a lot to do, but they're working real hard to make it beautiful because they want to help attract other businesses like an arcade and other things to Uniontown so that they'll have other things to do other than just sitting around.
I love that. I love that. If teens did that in every one of our markets here in the Black Belt, think about how much good will be happening. So,
amen. Isn't that true?
All right, let's go to Selma. This is an amazing story of a hero detective. What did he do?
We do have a hero detective. His name is Devon McGuire, and he actually saved 2 lives. This is Lieutenant Ray Blank telling the story at a special ceremony to honor a bunch of city employees, including Officer McGuire. Detective McGuire got a call for a woman who was wanting to commit suicide. She was, by the time he got to the Edmund Pettus Bridge, she was standing on the ledge, and just as he got to her, she was about to jump. He grabbed her collar as she was going over, pulled her back, saved her life. Now, again, all the details, and it's there's Officer, or rather, Detective McGuire right there. The story is amazing. It is at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. Read all the details. A true hero here in Selma, saving a life, saving 2 lives because she was 7 months pregnant.
And unfortunately, we hear stories of folks wanting to jump from the bridge kind of, here and there over the year. So it is so nice to hear. I mean, from the story, he worked an hour and a half on the phone with her. It wasn't just a sudden, he was trying to talk her out of doing it and use the skills that he has as a police officer to get her not to want to, but she really tried, but
that time, it not only bought time, but it also helped him ping the cell phone to find out exactly
where she was. Yes. How amazing is that? It's really it's really great to hear the work that people do as police officers and first responders.
And we always hear bad stuff about police, but the police department, they're doing their best. They're doing as much as they can to help to make Selma a better place, to make all our areas in the Black Belt News Network area a better place. And when they do something like this, they really need a good.
It is so inspiring.
Yes, it is.
Well, let's stay in Selma for our last story of the day. This is pretty neat. How often do you get to celebrate 25 years for your business? And Raycom opened 25 years ago, and they do so many things, and even have a satellite office in Lakeland, but call Selma home. And I got to talk to Ray Harrelson, who founded the company with his wife, Angie. And he shared this with me about opening 25 years ago.
25 years ago, we started Rayco Industrial. I started with 5 employees, my wife and 3 craftsmen. We started with nearly nothing, and we worked hard, and we're working well over 200 people now. We work all over the Southeast. We perform piping work. We perform civil work. We perform electrical work. Pulp and paper was our bread and butter, but we've moved into the power industry now. Generating plants, there's so many people moving into Florida, and we're down there building a power plant now. But it's been a ride. I look back over 25 years of things that's happened, and good and bad, and sometimes wonder how I made it. But it's like I told my employees, it's not about a company name. A company is all about their employees. And that's what I try to do, take care of my employees. I always try to be fair to them, pay them good, treat them good, and I expect them to work. And as long as everything goes in that line, we do a pretty good job.
I love that. Hey, yeah. I'm with him on that.
But you look at the smiles on all the people's faces, he does treat his employees right. Yeah. And that's what makes a company so good.
And they had a great crowd. So long. Yeah, he had a great crowd there. He had a lot of folks that work with him, like Peak Insurance. Owen Peak was there. I saw Jim Corrigan from Craig Field came, which they are located at Craig Field for that. They have two offices, one on each side actually of the entrances. So anyway, it was really neat to see their growth and celebrating that growth. And hey, if you've got a company that is hitting that kind of milestone, let us know. Send it to news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. And that's what I'm going to have here, just to say, become a sponsor by emailing us at news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, but also send us your news stories. And we also, of course, want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Randall Miller Funeral Home and Services. They've always been really good to us. If you want to be a sponsor of the newscast, also email us. And the best way to follow and see what we're doing is find us on all of the social medias you can imagine, including TikTok. Go to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com and at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com as well. That's where you can find us. And we are covering news all the time and are doing the best that we can to get to every market as we are growing and growing and growing. So
we are growing fast, and it's a beautiful thing, and it's getting more fun and exciting. And we got the mobile newsrooms, and we're going to get those out on the road.
Yeah, and the podcast. We launched our podcast last week.
Yeah, I love doing that podcast. It's fun.
I know, our audio guy over here. So visit blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. You will get all of the information that is coming up. Nowhere else will you find the content that you're getting every single day. We post at midnight sometimes. You are getting the best coverage you've ever had down here. Follow us at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, and we will see you next week.
See you next week. Thank you.